What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade J.J. Williams, and today we're going to continue going through the DCEU with 2020's Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn, starring Margot Robbie, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Journey Smollett-Bell, Rosie Perez, Chris Messina, Ella J. Basco, and Ewan McGregor. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. Like I said during the introduction, today we're going to move on through the DCEU and we're going to cover the Birds of Prey film. Now, initially, when I first put together the DCEU timeline, I was told that Birds of Prey came after Suicide Squad. However, after doing some research, actually it comes a little bit later. Justice League would come after Suicide Squad, but I had already advertised it this way, so that's the way I'm going to do it. And our movie begins 4 years after the defeat of the Enchantress, as the Joker breaks up with Harley Quinn, throwing her out onto the Gotham City streets. Harley is taken in by Doc, the owner of a Taiwanese restaurant, where she recovers from her relationship by cutting her hair, adopting a spotted hyena that she names after Bruce Wayne, and taking up roller derby. Harley gets drunk one night at a nightclub owned by Roman Sionis, a ruthless crime lord, and cripples his driver after the driver insults Harley. She meets burlesque singer Dinah Lance, who later rescues an intoxicated Harley from an attempted abduction. Sionis is impressed by Dinah's fighting skills and appoints her as his new driver. The next night, Harley blows up the Ace Chemicals plant as a way to publicly announce her breakup with Joker. Meanwhile, Gotham City Police Detective Renee Montoya investigates a series of mob killings which are being carried out by a crossbow-wielding vigilante. Finding Harley's necklace at the scene of the Ace Chemicals explosion, Montoya notes that Harley is in danger without the Joker's protection. She then tries to recruit Dinah as an informant, but Dinah rejects the offer. Sionis sends Dinah and his sadistic right-hand man, Victor Zsasz, to retrieve a diamond embedded with the account numbers to the fortune of the Bertinelli crime family, who were massacred years ago. However, young pickpocket Cassandra Cass Kane steals the diamond from Zsasz and swallows it after she is arrested. Harley, who's fleeing from Montoya and several other people that she has wronged, is captured by Sionis' men, and Zsasz informs Sionis that Cassandra has the diamond, and Dinah warns Montoya. Sionis kidnaps and makes Harley recover the diamond for him under the threat of death, and also places a bounty on Cassandra's head. Harley breaks into the GCPD with a variety of firework-inspired, non-lethal grenade launcher rounds, frees Cassandra, and the pair escape. After escaping, Harley and Cassandra bond while hiding out at Harley's apartment. Doc is approached for information by the crossbow killer, who is revealed to be Helena Bertinelli, having survived her family's massacre and becoming trained as an assassin. Helena has been targeting each of the gangsters responsible for her family's murders, preferring the moniker Huntress. Harley's apartment is later bombed by criminals looking for Cassandra, and Doc sorrowfully reveals that he sold Harley out. Harley calls Sionis and offers to turn Cassandra over in exchange for his protection, agreeing to meet at an abandoned amusement park. Dinah notifies Montoya of the rendezvous, but her betrayal is noticed by Victor Zsasz, who informs Sionis. A devastated Sionis dons his ritualistic mask, from which he gets his nickname, the Black Mask. At the park, Montoya confronts Harley, but Harley knocks her out of a window. Zsasz arrives and tranquilizes Harley before holding Dinah at gunpoint, but he is killed by Helena, who reveals that Zsasz was the last of her family's killers. Montoya returns, and a standoff ensues until they realize that Sionis has arrived with a small army of masked criminals. Using Harley's old gear, the makeshift team successfully withstand and repel their attack. During the battle, Cassandra is captured by Sionis, while Dinah reveals her metahuman ability of supersonic level screaming, defeating several of Sionis' mobsters. Harley gives chase on roller skates, and with assistance from Helena, the pair pursue Sionis. At a nearby pier, the final confrontation occurs, and Sionis prepares to kill Cassandra, but she pulls the rein from a grenade that she had slipped into his jacket after taking it from Harley's weapons chest earlier in the day. Harley throws Sionis off the pier just before the grenade detonates, killing him. And our film comes to its close with the aftermath of destroying Sionis' empire. Montoya quits the GCPD. Helena joins with Dinah and Montoya, and using the money within the accounts hidden inside the diamond, establishes a team of vigilantes that they call the Birds of Prey, while Harley and Cassandra escape and sell the diamond to a pawn shop in order to start their own business. In a post-credits audio clip, Harley is about to reveal a secret about Batman, but she is cut off mid-sentence. Okay. This is the first one that kind of bored me. Now, that being said, I enjoyed seeing Ewan McGregor in this film. You know, the man has done so many things, but to me, he will always be Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars prequel trilogy. So it was cool to see Ewan McGregor pop up in the DCEU. Even though the DCEU isn't what the MCU is, it was still nice to see him show up. Same with Rosie Perez. I haven't seen Rosie Perez do anything in years. I'm not her biggest fan, truth be told, but there are a few movies that I really love her in. White Men Can't Jump is one that comes to mind right off the top of my head. But I hadn't seen her really put anything out there for a minute, so for her to be in this film, again, really enjoyed seeing her pop up. Margot Robbie, of course, established the role of Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad, which we discussed yesterday. She's very much the focal point of this film, which was one of the problems I had with it, is that there were so many other characters that I wanted to dive deeper into, and it was the Harley Quinn show. And I wasn't really feeling that. Especially with Journey Smollett in here as the Black Canary. I don't even know where to begin with her, because I watched this girl on Full House as Michelle's friend Denise. And to see her now in the DCEU as Black Canary, wow, look at how far she came. I really wanted to see more of her and Huntress, if I'm being completely honest. But again, it felt like the Harley Quinn show. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Margot Robbie. I love watching her as Harley. But I feel like Harley started to wear her welcome out in this movie. Again, I mentioned it yesterday. I'll mention it again today. I still haven't seen the new Suicide Squad movie, which James Gunn directed with John Cena as the Peacemaker. Still haven't seen that one. So I don't know what her level of being Harley is in that film. But I feel like Harley started to wear her welcome out in this film. Personally, I'm curious what you guys thought. Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand, leave your thoughts and comments down here. When it comes to rating this film, I'm going to give it 2.5 out of 5. I definitely felt there was a lot of room for improvement. But, like I said, Ewan McGregor, Rosie Perez, Journey Smollett, I loved seeing those 3 people pop up in this film. I just wish they had toned back Harley a little bit and given us a little bit more Huntress, a little bit more Black Canary, a little bit less Harley. Again, let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments over here if you're watching the premiere. Leave your thoughts and comments down here if you're watching on demand. Whatever you do, when you get out there on the social media, let's try to get those hashtags trending. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag Statboy Approved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, where we take a look at the film that technically should have come today in the timeline, Justice League, starring Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, Jason Momoa, Ray Fisher, Amy Adams, Jeremy Irons, Diane Lane, Connie Nielsen, and J.K. Simmons. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow. Right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. Right back here on another brand new Renegades Reviews, when I take a look at Justice League. The theatrical version, not the Snyder Cut, because the Snyder Cut is not canon. Therefore, that film does not reside in the confines of the DCEU, which is what we're focusing on right now, is the DCEU. The Joss Whedon Justice League, which was theatrically released, is the one we're going to be talking about. It's another one I know that gets crapped on quite a bit. So we're going to take a look at it, try and dissect it, break it down, and see if I can't defend it a little bit for those of you that hate on it so much. For all my loyal fans and viewers out there that tune in, watching the premiere, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Likewise, to all my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers out there that tune in on a regular basis, show me that love, show me that support, are trying to help me boost up my views so I can eventually get monetized and try and make some money on this project. Thank you very much for tuning in today and joining me, and I will see you guys next time.